Hello everybody, Max Monty 1516 here, back again with yet another Countdown to Christmas review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at both models of the Wooden Railway Timothy. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these things. So, the first model of Timothy here is the one released in 2014, and this one came out right around the time of the movie Tale of the Brave, and that's the movie Timothy was introduced in. So anyway, starting off with the face here, I think it looks quite accurate. They did a pretty good job here, and yeah, it looks like what you'd see on the show. And then of course Timothy's got his funnel up here, and then also a headlamp here that is molded in gold, and it looks very nice actually. I like that touch a lot. And then of course moving on to the boiler here, Timothy's got his SCC logo and some piping and other gold bits there. Then also around the boiler he has some red lining just like that. And on the other side it's the exact same, and yeah, that's it for the boiler. And then moving on to the cab area here, it looks kind of bland on the sides here. Now, I do like the addition of the curtains. I mean, they are there on the show model as well, so I'd expect them to be there. But I do think they should have added something in, like maybe some control panels or something, because it just looks kind of bland here with a giant black square in the middle of the model there. But I mean, overall, I don't think that's a huge deal. It's just kind of more of a nitpick, really. And then on this side back here, I'm not really sure what this whole area is, but he does have an oil tank up there because Timothy is an oil burning engine. And then also some lighting here and a nameplate, and on the other side, it's pretty much the exact same, except it's just more curved up here. It's kind of an oblong shape, just looking like that. And then of course, on the bottom here, Timothy has some side plates, and of course a giant red buffer beam here. I think if they're gonna print the red here, they might as well put the buffers on there too, because it looks a little bit distracting with just the giant red square on the front there. Maybe just some buffers there to break that up a bit. I don't know. And then again, looking on the side here, Timothy's side plates are actually very detailed. I mean, it's got rivets up here, and then you can also see like what's meant to be his side rods. Of course, they don't move because they're just kind of molded in there on the plastic, but it's still like a really nice touch. I wouldn't really have expected like Mattel to do that at all. But of course, there's also all these little squares and different holes and kinds of things. But it overall just looks like they paid a lot of attention to detail on making Timothy's model. And overall, I have to say Timothy is just a very, very nice looking model in general. So yeah, again, not too much else to say here. But other than that, I do think, again, Timothy is very nice. He's very proportionate. And the good news is that he's very easy to find. He was sold for 3 years, and he was also available in a set. So if you want Timothy, which I totally think you should want Timothy, he's a cool character. I like him. I definitely recommend getting him. And right here is the second model of Timothy. Now this one is quite interesting, and there's a lot of people that don't even know this one exists. So if you didn't, well, I've got some news for you. This is the 2017 model of Timothy. And now for a bit of history, basically, Mattel was kind of cheapening out around 2017, and they wanted to lower production costs, or just cost of plastic in general. So when they were redesigning Timothy for 2017, they just decided to completely get rid of the plastic side plates, and now we have this. So Timothy looks a little bit weird here. Of course, he's missing his side plates, and yeah, I don't think it's a great look. But of course, Timothy's face is also smaller here. In 2017, they made all of the faces and smoke boxes smaller to, again, save on plastic costs in production. And that was all a waste because then, like half a year later, Wooden Railway was discontinued in general. So that was kind of for nothing there. But they did make a lot of these weird changes in 2017. That was a really weird year to be a Wooden Railway collector. But anyway, looking at Timothy here, again, the face is fine. I don't think it's much different really. But yeah, again, they're both pretty accurate, I think. And then of course his funnel is smaller here. We have lost the gold paint on the headlamp there. And of course the boiler is also shorter, and the dome is no longer in the center there, which is a little bit awkward looking, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, of course he's got pretty much the same detail on the boiler there with the SCC and the stripes and all the gold stuff right there. And then also the cab is pretty much the same as well. It's probably the exact same, actually. It looks pretty much the same to me. And then of course also Timothy has kept his lining and nameplate here, and he's also got his oil tank. But interestingly enough, Timothy is a lot taller. I mean, look at that. Like he's way taller. I don't know what happened here or why they decided to make Timothy so tall, but he is a lot taller. I mean, just look at that. And he's also a lot skinnier as well. They really messed up the proportions on this model of Timothy, and I really couldn't tell you why. And of course, also now on the running board is all of his side rod detail and everything. So now it's above his wheels. And again, it looks pretty awkward. I'm not too big of a fan of that, honestly, but they did it. and I don't think it looks great. We've also lost all the printing there on the front of the model, and there is no giant buffer beam anymore. So again, just really weird, just combination of factors to make this Timothy model. And the weirdest thing of all is that the 2017 Timothy looks exactly like the prototype of this model. I will throw up a picture right there on this side right here. And that is the 2014 prototype of Timothy, and it looks exactly like the 2017 model. So I don't know what happened there either, but that's a really weird fact that is, again, really interesting. I don't know if they decided to go back to that prototype in 2017. I don't even know if they kept it around, but it definitely looks eerily similar. So I really couldn't tell you what the history of that model was. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the 2017 Timothy. A really, really weird one that not a whole lot of people know about because, again, this thing was barely sold. It didn't even make it to a lot of places to be sold. And again, it was barely sold for half a year. It's actually quite the rare model nowadays. And if you can find one for sale, I mean, it's definitely a really interesting one. I would say pick it up just for collecting purposes and just to say you can have it because it's really, really obscure. And that's pretty much it for Timothy. He got 2 models, surprisingly. That's more than a lot of Brenner era characters can say. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you all for watching and have a great day. Max Monty 1516 signing out.